Hey guys, Mel the Train Tutor back in the studio and back with my Burma build. Now, if you are interested in this project, there is a playlist for it, but I also found out this week on YouTube that if you subscribe to a channel, you only actually have a 16% chance of seeing videos from that channel. Okay, so if you do want to follow this project, ring the bell things to make sure you get notifications. So, with that bit done, what are we doing? Well, in the last video, we wrapped up the jungle scene. Here, take a look at these pics. And so that's where we've got to at the project so far. We've got a load of light jungle scatter. I've done my battle mat. I want to get a bit more variation on there so it's just not a mass of green. And with that in mind, next step up for the jungles for this particular bit, there are water features I want to do, but I need boards to embed the water features in, and I'm not at that stage yet. So I'm moving on to roads, okay? Now, by roads, what I don't mean is what we think as European or American roads. These are more jungle muddy tracks that carts being pulled by oxes and things like that would have gone up and down. Very little motorised traffic, to be truthful. Yeah, this is Myanmar, Burma, in back in the Second World War. But one thing that certainly did go up and down them at one point was my little Sherman. Yeah, let me bring that up. He's not finished painting yet. I need to get back into him. But this is a bolt action World War II M3 Sherman. Yeah, I hope I've got that right. So, yeah, this is 2 inches wide, and I want my tanks, well, it's just under 2 inches, but I want my tanks to basically, or my vehicles to basically fill up the track completely, yeah? So I don't really want the sort of really wide roads that you get. The reason being is I want my roads to also have a little bit of height to them off the jungle floor, yeah, so they're not as wet and washed away. Yeah, this is something when we get to the boards. Another element is because I'm raising them up, I've got to bevel them off, which means they're going to be widened anyway. So if I do a typical sort of road, which is normally 3-4 inches, okay, 4 inches to allow traffic both ways, that's going to be quite wide for a jungle, yeah? Especially when you add on the extra inch either side, that's taking up to 6 inches, yeah? It's quite a size. So, but anyway, yeah, so I'm going for 2 inches with 1 inch either side. Now, when it comes to doing roads, there's a couple of, there's a method, roads are modular. They go together, we add them together. And so what we tend to do is we tend to make them regular, okay? And the reason that we make them regular is that it's just easy, you know. So if you have 6 1-foot straight road lengths, then you know, or end to end, they will go 6 foot across a 6 foot board. Yeah, the problem is everyone who looks at them knows full well that every section is 12 inches. It's almost like pre-measuring. Yeah, they've got a scale gauge there on the road. They can see how far it is and whether units to the side of the road 2 sections are on or within short range or long range. Never been a fan of that. Also, I've never been a fan of really straight roads. Roman roads may be straight, but a lot of country roads and that sort of stuff are windy, wiggly things. Yeah, they're not straight. And so having that regular setup, because what you often get is T-junctions or crossroads. And they're done in such a way that other sections can come along and line up. And it just doesn't work for me. Yeah, now, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. Yeah, I'm going to vary it up a bit. And by varying it up a bit, what I mean is my straight roads aren't going to be straight. They're going to be almost straight. But the entry point where you go in will be offset to the exit point in alignment and angle. Okay, the length is going to be variable for the pieces. Okay, now I know what you're saying. You're saying, yeah, Mal, that sounds great. But the whole point of making modular roads regular is so that they work. I know, and I'm making it irregular, which don't work. What's Bosicle got up his sleeves? A little plan, but I'll show you that when we get to that stage. In the meantime, yeah, we need to get cracking on. So, I've got EPVC, expanded PVC foam board here, free from, free scraps from sign printers if you're after some. Yeah, I've got 2 sheets. This one is, I think this one's 13 inches, isn't it? Or is it 15? No, this one's 15 and a quarter. That one's 13. Works perfect. Nowhere near 12 inches. Do me great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to section these off into 5 mils, into 5-inch sections, because these are mainly going to be my straights. Okay. How do I say that? We're going to section them off, yeah. I am not messing around today, to be perfectly honest. I'm just getting cracked on. So, my tools of choice, I'll bring the power. Yeah, and I'm just going to hammer through these with jigsaws and stuff like that. So, first job, break this down into 5-inch segments. That's going to give me the wiggle room I need to do what I need to do. Space saving wise, it would be better if I just came along and cut them in nice straights and I didn't lose. I'm going to lose probably about 1 inch, yeah, per road. But the wastage is well worth it because it's what I need to do to pull off the effect I want to pull off, yeah, and that's the aim. So with that in mind, Bosicle is cracking on. Yeah, I'm going to draw these up, get them cut down, and then once I've got them in sections, I'll come back and we'll take a look at them then, yeah? Right, cracking on time. So I'm halfway through my cutting process and I've come to the section where I'm doing junctions and curves and that sort of stuff. So we've moved on from straights. Now I'm doing some curves here and I want to do a curve from there down to there. But one of the things that you can often struggle with is keeping the lines in order as you do. So quick tip for you. Yeah, what I tend to do is I come along and I've got the measurements on my ruler and I just basically mark them out along the route. Yeah, so about there and about there. And then what I end up with is a load of actual individual dots that I can follow. So, give me 2 seconds, let me put a better marker on this. That's better. So as you can see, I can follow a line along here. They're not perfect, but they're a lot better than trying to freehand it. So to just draw this road up, all I've got to do is just come along and go along like that, through that dot. We'll go wide on that one, a little wide on that one, short on that one, and come round to there. Neaten that up. Yeah, yeah, and the same on this side. That's a little bit wide, but we'll come in there, up there. I always find going from the edges and meeting in the middle is the best way to draw curves. But that's just me, obviously. I used to have a maths teacher who could draw a perfect circle, yeah, with one motion on a chalkboard. We used to distract him for hours, getting us to show us that. Bring that down there, just so it fits better with the flow. Scribble that line out. And there you have it. Easy way of plotting your curves. So Mel's been a productive little busy bee. I've done my straights, I've cut them out, and if you come up, yeah, you can see I've got nice little wavy roads, yeah, rather than perfectly straight ones. And that's what I was aiming for. Now, I've also done myself some curves. Yeah, so that's a right angle. Yeah, need to shape it up a bit, but it's looking all right. Yeah, I've done myself some junctions as well. Okay, so these are going to be T-junctions. Completely irregular. I didn't even measure what angles these were at. Now, when I was cutting them out, obviously I've used a jigsaw. Yeah, it's not bad, but you can't get really precise edges with a jigsaw. So what I've done is the end road bits, I've left those with a simple plan of coming along afterwards with a metal rule and a blade, watching my fingers, obviously, and just doing a couple of quick passes through it. It's quite tough stuff, this is, but you can cut it with a blade with a couple of passes. Never force a blade beyond what you should. Never really force a blade. Yeah, just take it gentle. And nice clean edge there. So if we bring in a road, yeah, they're going to line up pretty damn nice there. So there we have it. Yeah, looking good. That's slightly off, isn't it? Yeah, it's got a bit of a bevel on it. You see, these are the things that happen. That bug melt. Let's try that now. Ah, much better. Haha. See, getting better. So, yeah, one of the things we're doing now is just trimming, cleaning up edges. The next thing that I need to do is come along and I need to start putting a bevel in this. The plan is I am going to use an electric sander to sand it all down and smooth it all off. But, yeah, if you can run a blade across it just quickly, get the bulk of it off, it's going to stop a lot of the particles going in the air, going all over me and all that sort of stuff. And it'll just make the job quicker. Yeah, so take the bulk off with a blade, come in with a sander, get it shaped. But first, I've got to finish trimming these bits and then that. So when you next see me, fingers crossed, they'll be beveled and sanded and I'll be able to show you the layout and how it's going to work. Cracking on time. See you in a sec. So my modular road system is coming together great, but I did not get as far as I wanted to yesterday, nowhere near as far. The reason being is, as you can see, I've got my pieces here. Now these pieces, all the curves were cut on, and the the T-junctions, yeah, they were all they were cut out as much softer EPVC than the roads. These really punish me. I mean, these took some heavy cutting. I'd taken my sanders and stuff home to do a bit of home DIY, so they weren't in the studio. And I think the terrain was teaching me a lesson for neglecting it for so long. So I think it was punishing me and I left in pain. To the extent that Mel broke before the last piece of terrain got finished. Yeah, now it's a bit like parenting. So the next day I have come in, re-energized, refreshed, and, much like parenting, much better equipped, yeah, to show them who the daddy is. So, daddy time. Time to sort these. I so should have used that tool at the start. I'd put it up at home because I'd stopped using MDF and it was my go-to tool for shaping and beveling MDF. And with EPVC being able to do with a knife, yeah, majority of the times, yeah, I'd just switch to using a knife and being a bit cleaner in the studio. Now, it does produce a lot of dust, but damn, it goes through these pieces like you wouldn't believe. Okay? Absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously, we've got all my straights here. Yeah, they've all come out really nice. We've got the curves and that sort of stuff and the junctions. Yeah, there's a little bit of powder still left on them. I think I'll be finding powder on things for ages, to be perfectly honest. But, yeah, they are nice shaped and they are modular. Yeah, they do fit. There's a couple of millimeters off. I need to get a blade and just sharpen up the edges and that sort of stuff. I'll do that at once I've done the next stage. Now, they're all irregular. Let me show you some curves. Where's my right hand? Where's my right hand turns? There you are. Right, yeah, that is a 90-degree turn, yeah, but, okay, they're not 245 degrees. I just cut them randomly. This whole build, all the roads and everything, randomness and a bit of irregularity is what I'm going for. Now, it does mean that my pieces I can't line them up perfectly to fit the board. But I've got a solution for that and I'll show it you near the end of this video. Yeah, but in the meantime, I want to continue with this irregularity theme. Now, for most people, yeah, they would be considered roads done. Okay? Not for me. I want my paths to rise and fall through the jungle. I don't want them to be a completely straight, level road. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to some, 5mm foam. Now, I've got this stuff. Okay, this is 5mm extruded foam from Panel Systems / Craft Foam. The idea is I'm going to glue it onto here, yeah, and then I'm going to shape and bevel it, and then I'll be able to basically do undulations and make the roads go up and down and that sort of stuff, which will be much, much nicer. Fingers crossed. That's the battle plan. So it comes to gluing. Yeah, and my basic battle plan is, right, I'm gluing foam to EPVC. Super glue won't work because it'll melt the foam off. Yeah, contact adhesive won't really soak into the EPVC. Hot glue would work, but it'll melt the foam away with it being thin, and at the same time there's a good chance it will leave gaps between them. Spray adhesive is a good one in this situation. Yeah, but I'm not going to go down that route. I'm going to use PVA. Now, PVA isn't the best glue for this, but it will hold the pieces together while I do what I need to do on them. Okay, and then I'll be firming them up and fixing them a bit further. So my next job is, I need to get a load of this blue foam. Yeah, I need to cut it into roughly the right pieces for these. Yeah, and then I need to glue it down, weight it down, leave it till tomorrow where I can come in and crack on. If I did use the spray adhesive, I could probably crack on a lot quicker, but yeah, I'm not sure now. Spray adhesive probably would be better. That being said, there's a technique I want to film with the PVA. Yeah, so, I suppose we could do both. Why not both? Right, cracking on time. So the pieces are all dry and completely unwarped, even though they're long and straight. Not a warp in sight, which is a very good sign. Okay, now obviously I've got to start shaping these up. Now what I've got to do with them is I've got to take this sort of edge off, this edge off, and also where I've overcut my foam, yeah, I need to trim these edges so that those edges just line up with the plastic. Okay, now for that job I'll use a blade, but for this job it's a trusted hot wire cutter. And all it is a matter of coming along, yeah, and letting the bevel guide where the cut is. I'll come out. Yeah, you see there. Oh, can't see there. Right. Yeah, do you see that? So, another pass, because that one was a bit wonky. I've gone in too far here. I'm not sure whether I might do this with a blade, to be truthful, because I've got a little bit more control. I can't see the surface. I'm a little bit concerned that I've cut into that too far. Right, I'm going to do this with a blade because that's a smarter idea. I'll get this cracked on and I'll come back when it is. So, got them rough cutted and I've got the edges beveled up. Now, when it came down to it, yeah, steak knife was the easiest way of getting in there and just cleanly, cleaning it up. Serrated blade, lot of control, worked well over the hot wire cutter and over that blade. But I had overcut, so that blade was good for trimming it down. I've got a bit of tape here, and what I was doing is basically using the tape to make sure that all my bases and where my road comes in on the base lines up. So they're all lined up, and then all it was a matter of flipping it over, if I could pick it up, yeah, trimming the excess off, using a bit of sandpaper just to smooth it off, and then a little bit of Lego just up against it to make sure that the join was actually nice and flush and it wasn't beveled one way or another. Yeah, meaning, yeah, I have lovely roads which go together, just like that. That's slightly off, I know why that is. That's because they're off by a mil, but that's okay because they're going to be flocked edges. I'm a happy mel. So with that in mind, it's on to the next stage. Now this is where we are dipping back into the hot wire cutter because I need to bevel these down a little bit. Yeah, get them a little bit more undulated. At the minute they're one flat track, and what I want it to dip down and that sort of stuff, and I want to do some detailing in it. So I just need to sort of vary it up a little. Okay, so do the bulk of the work with a hot wire cutter, then come in with a little bit of sandpaper afterwards, smooth things off, ready for a filler application. So that's what I'm doing next. I'll catch you in a mo. I should really learn to stop doing important detailed work on a damn live stream. I do it every time. Yeah, I end up talking to Fred, I end up talking to you guys, I don't concentrate on the pieces, and yeesh. Right, okay, let me bring you up to speed. So, cut them down, sanded them down, and you know, they've come out all right. When I've sanded them, there's a lot of breaking off, yeah, in various places. Yeah, some was more excessive than others as I beveled it down. Yeah, cracks there. Now, that isn't a problem as such because it actually works with the shaping. But what I forgot was I wanted little lips on the side of my road. Okay, and I was going to do that quite carefully by a bit of careful shaping and using a template. Going into the live stream, I forgot to draw up the damn template. Yeah, and I just cracked on with the sanding, meaning that I have various edges that don't quite meet like they're supposed to. Yeah, now, to be truthful, they're only a millimetre off, and once I've got some filler and a bit of texture and some flock on, no one will know. Except for me, I will know, and I'm not happy about it, to be perfectly honest. On top of that, there's a design issue. Yeah, the long straight roads, yeah, these are good. But what I've noticed is when I put them down and when I put my Burma board around them, if I have like two straights or a gentle curve, there's a lot of clear space running from a long distance on the table. And that's something I didn't want. So one of the things I'm considering is cutting some of these down. Okay, now obviously that's going to mess up the side profile again. Yeah, and I'm going to have to fix that because I've beveled them and they're not all the same height. Yeah, so double trouble. But I've got a solution. And I normally wouldn't go for this solution because I like low-tech answers and stuff like that. But I think, yeah, we should go for it. Now, on top of it, yeah, it's going to take some working out, and it may take me a week or so to get it sorted. Yeah, some of you guys will probably guess anyway, but you know, I'm not going to. I'll show you in the next video. Yeah, which should be next week, fingers crossed. But on top of that, I realised that I want more roads. I just want more roads. I need to watch it. If these are going to be jungle tracks, then I need to pull the jungle closer to that. Now, I can't pull them much closer because of the bevel of the bases and the profiling. So the other option is to integrate the jungle into the tree roads, yeah, as part of the feature. Which means I can then like have jungle right up and I can have my roads going round jungle pieces. So I've got some more EPVC. I've got some more 5mm. Tomorrow is going to be a shaping and sanding day. But today I've got to figure out how I'm going to, well, I figured out I've just got to work out and do the final detailing on how I'm going to change these and fix these up. So wish me luck. Right, so Mel's got some thinking to do. The answers will be in the next video. Listen, guys, as always, if you like this, if you like where this project's going, links down below to support the channel on Patreon or by one-offs. It all helps keep me sharing this stuff. And in the meantime, remember, subscribe and all that stuff's down below. And I'll be back with another Burma build real soon. All the best, yeah? Ta-da!